It's May and we're walking with weights today. Grab your lightest dumbbells and let's go. All right, killer bees, go ahead and get your dumbbells completely out of the way and let's get started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, okay, I'm totally excited about this one. I know you can tell I'm already singing. I'm coming out of the gate a little bit fast, but here, let's start with this. Welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I am your best middle-aged fitness friend, and around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And today feels like self-love. There might be some singing. In fact, there's almost definitely going to be some singing because I've already started singing. You guys, we're walking with weights today, which I think, is it everybody's favorite? Is it mostly your favorite? Is it the one you look forward to? Is it the one you dread? I would actually love to know. I love walking with weights. I always, and here's why. I always trick myself into thinking that it's going to be easy. Even though, and I know I've told you this story before, unless you're brand new. Hi, I told this story before, but if you are not brand new, then you'll need to know. The first time I did walking with weights, in fact, the first like 2 or 3 times I did walking with weights, I did not care for this type of workout at all because my weights were way too heavy. But then I got a lighter set of weights and it felt great and I really loved it and I have such a fun association with it. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. That for some reason, I think this is gonna be an easy workout and yet I know for a fact it's not. Walking with weights always pushes me right to the edge of what is moderate. So here's what I'm going to tell you, my friends. Let's just go ahead and keep this moderate. Let's actually intentionally come into this workout knowing that it would be really easy to tip right over the edge and do too much. And let's not do that. Let's just really have a good time with it. Let's actually make it easy. How about that? How about if you don't have weights that are light enough that you don't carry weights at all? You can carry water bottles, bean cans, nothing at all in your hands. You could take this at a little bit slower pace. We could keep our arms down a little bit. We can do all kinds of fun modifying and moderating tricks to make this an easy workout. What do you think? Do we have a deal? Okay, welcome to my home. Because welcome to my home. Okay, here's what it looks like. We're walking, and we're alternating that walking with low impact cardio moves. There's absolutely no jumping today. There never is, unless you happen to click on an old video. Old videos, lots of jumping. Newer videos, you're good to go. Absolutely no jumping, no transitions to the ground. We're keeping it moderate because moderate is best for weight loss. Even if you are not losing weight, honestly, at our age, at any age, moderation has a great place in your workout routine, and the place is today. because moderation has no downside. No matter how old or how young you are, there is always a time when it's just a really good idea to take it easy, to have a good time, to slow it down a little bit. The work itself is challenging enough, and the work, not just today's work, but all of our work done over time is how we get results. Don't be in a rush, like today or ever. Don't be in a rush to get results. Let's just go and have some fun and see what comes of it. And here's what's gonna come of it. I'm gonna go ahead and get going. I already told you, I think, 30 seconds on the handy dandy gym boss. So let's get started with some walking. Let's get started with some walking. Sometimes my timer does that. And sometimes it's a user error, which is exactly what that one was. Okay, do you know why I love today so much? Because not only is it walking with weights, so we're going back and forth between walking and something else, but there is no repeating. So if you hate one of these exercises, we only have to do it once. We're starting with punch up high knees, which is exactly what it sounds like. One arm is going to punch up. We're going to start with our weights right here at our shoulders. One hand is going to punch up while the opposite high knee comes up at the same time. Now, of course, if you've gotten started and you happen to be doing the same high knee and the same punch up, don't worry about it. Don't try and correct it. Just keep going. This is, for me, this is a slightly slower than like a regular cardio pace because of the weights in our hands. You will notice, if you don't notice it on this first exercise, you will notice today that we're doing regular exercises, stuff we've done before, and you will need to slow it down in order to keep it moderate. When it beeps again, we're coming right back to walking. Ha, 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 and we are never doing those punch up high knees again today in this workout. When it peeps, again, we're doing low swinging tappers, one of my absolute favorites. When I say low swinging, the only thing I mean is that you are not going up overhead. You are actually capable, and if you want to, you can swing your hands up pretty high because they're going to be swinging out to the side on each side, but you don't have to. And they don't have to go up over your head. So here we go with low swinging tappers, tapping to the side, back and forth, really thinking, oh, good golly, about pulling in your core. Do you notice how when we're swinging our hands out wide like this, oh, that you really need to make sure that you're standing up straight and tall with that core zipped up so that your shoulders don't do all the work. Your elbows don't do all the work. Your arms are, of course, working. Your shoulders are, of course, working. But when you pull the work into your core by standing up straight and tall, didn't that feel different? You guys, your core is the core of all of your fitness. And what we are doing today by thinking about zipping in that core is we're making it stronger. When we make our core stronger, we make our whole body stronger. When it beeps again, we're doing one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. I'm going to stop saying that, but we're doing one of my favorites. It's triceps curl downs. So we're going to punch down with one side, and while we're punching down, we're actually going to see if we can get that arm all the way out to the side, so you're almost like your palm is facing away from your body, while that same foot is also tapping out to the side. You could, if you wanted to, get this one moving a little bit faster. I'm actually going to keep it nice and moderate here, thinking about the toning aspects of this particular exercise without stressing my heart and lungs beyond their capability. When it beeps again, you better believe it, we're coming right back to walking, and we are done with those triceps curl downs. We showed those triceps curl downs who's boss, didn't we? You guys, I am a little bit silly today. It's the last day of our 7-day May series, and I have had such a good time with this series. When it beeps again, we're doing dancing Nexus. This one is going to be a little bit more challenging because both hands are up overhead. We're making a nice big X with our body, hands and feet nice and wide. We're bringing our opposite elbow down to crunch with our opposite knee. Having that one hand up overhead the entire interval. I mean, it alternates hands, but having one hand up is going to bring your heart rate up. Move at a pace that feels like self-love. You guys, these 7-day series that we're doing, they feel like love to me. I can't tell you how happy I am, and I really, I would love to get your feedback because I do want to know that you are enjoying it as well, because I love giving you a continuity of workouts so that you know that when you put these 7 days together, that you can repeat them exactly as they are. You can mix them up in a different order. You can mix and match with other months' series. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing push, which is just a little push to the side, little push to the side, little push to the side, little push to the side. Sometimes we do push, crunch. In fact, did we just do that yesterday? I think we did. Push and push, but no crunch. Push and push, but no crunch. Push and push. I love being able to give you 7 days in a row that you can do anything you want with and know that you are getting a super well-rounded, excellent workout routine that you could repeat again and 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 still get results. Here we come back to walking for as long as you want to repeat them. Partly because I tell you almost every single day, and if I don't tell you in the video, I point you to the video that reminds you that exercise is not actually how we lose weight. It's just fun. It's for our mental and physical health, but it's not the main driver of weight loss. When it beeps again, we're doing forward hinge arm flappers, one of my favorites, which I'm apparently going to continue to say because it really is. Oh my goodness, hands up. Your hands are doing jumping jacks. Your lower body is doing a deadlift, so you're really thinking about pushing those hips back and pulling them forward. For me personally, I am also thinking about tapping the ends of the dumbbells together, which means that my palms are facing outward. Sometimes when I'm doing these empty-handed, my palms are facing each other, but I have learned the hard way more than once that when my palms are facing each other, I am very likely to accidentally squeeze my fingers in between the dumbbells. And just in case you were wondering, here we come back to walking, that doesn't feel good when you smash your fingers in your dumbbells. Over the years, I have smashed my fingers, I'm gonna say at least a dozen times, more than once for sure. But oddly, for working out barefoot, I have only smacked my toes, once for sure that I can remember, and that was years ago. Weirdly, my toes sustain very few injuries. Here we go with curtsy curls. I was talking about my toes, not thinking about what we were doing next. Curtsy curls is just what it sounds like. If you would rather not curtsy, you are absolutely welcome to simply kick. You help yourself to making this workout work for you, because kind of like what I was saying, you can repeat this workout again and again. At some point in the future, you might build up the strength to do curtsies, and you also might not. You never have to. You never have to do anything. Here we come back to walking, except have a good time, always good. Work out at a pace that works for you, always good. Not injure yourself, always good. Tell yourself how awesome you are, always good. I think that's pretty much, that's a pretty good list, right? Right, okay, I'm gonna tell you now, coming up next, we're doing twisting kicks. We're gonna twist our torso from side to side, and while we are twisting, depends on how you think about it, the opposite foot is kicking forward. For me, I always think that I'm twisting into the kick, so that the leg that is kicking out is the direction in which I am twisting, so that I'm really focusing on getting some good oblique work here. Your obliques are your girdle. I love that word. It's your waistline. It's the muscles that hold in the sides of your torso. Your abs, I think everybody knows where your abs are. Your abs are right in front of you. But your obliques work together with your abs. Here we come back to walking. Your obliques work together with your abs for all kinds of crunching, twisting, reaching movements. And lots of times when we think about, I want strong abs, yeah, you do, but also almost as important, maybe even more important, is your obliques, because very frequently when we are doing something where we're twisting or reaching, and that's your obliques. When it beeps again, we're doing middle skips. Exactly what it sounds like. It's a skipping motion that does not actually have any kind of jumping. So opposite hand and opposite knee coming up at the same time, as though we are skipping merrily like children. Although when I was a kid, I did not actually skip with weights in my hands. Actually, when I was a kid, and I know I've told you this story before, but you're welcome to hear it again. When I was a kid, I didn't skip at all. Skipping was one of the grades on my kindergarten report card, and it was the only thing I failed. I knew my whole alphabet. I could probably, I don't remember being tested. Here we go back to walking. I don't remember being tested on counting, but I remember loving to count, so I feel like I could probably count to 100. I know I could spell my name, and my name is an unusual spelling, so that was kind of a miracle. But like skipping, no, well beyond me. When it beeps again, we're doing swimming frogs. That means that our hands are going to go up overhead, both hands pulling down and out nice and wide. Your elbows are going to be nice and wide out beside you, while one knee comes up on one side. Whew, doggies. Okay. I'm definitely thinking about slowing this one down a little bit, because as soon as both hands go up overhead, you guys, my mnemonic device, if your hands are up, your heart rate is up. Move at a pace that feels like love. You guys, I don't know about you, but an extraordinarily high heart rate that feels like I'm panicking and can't breathe doesn't feel like love to me. A nice moderate heart rate that I could sustain pretty much for the rest of the day, or at least throughout this workout, feels like love. It feels like the exact right amount of work, because I know that I'm going to come back and work out tomorrow. Whether you are here with me on this video tomorrow, which, go ahead and do something different tomorrow. No matter what you do tomorrow, let's do something moderate together every single day, so that over time we get the results we want. When it beeps again, we are doing can-cans. It's a knee and a kick. So it's a knee and a kick on one side, and a knee and a kick on the other. Now, I am getting my hands into it a little bit with a little bit of a front punch here. You're welcome to do that or not. Depends on what feels good. For me, there is something about can-cans that I always want to do something with my hands, like it just feels natural, for lack of a better word, because nothing comes very naturally to me, but it just feels nice. If it doesn't feel nice to you, don't do it. You can keep your hands right here at your shoulders and simply enjoy keeping your hands still. Totally fine. We're back to walking now, and we don't have to do those can-cans again. today in this workout. You guys, oh my gosh, we have gone well past the halfway mark, and I'm very excited about that because I'm having trouble figuring out where I am on my whiteboard. When it beeps again, we're doing shooting stars. Shooting stars is a lateral motion with a little bit of balance and a whole lot of fun. It's basically like a disco dancer. It's like, I often think of John Travolta when I'm doing this move, but we've got that flying leg. We're not just tapping out, we're flying out. So I'm definitely taking this one a little bit slower than what I would consider a normal cardio pace so that I can make sure that I'm breathing, my core is pulled in, that I'm thinking about where my body is, I'm thinking about my shoulders, I'm thinking about moving in a way that feels right, moving in a way that makes my heart rate not spike completely. And here we come back to walking. My friends. I love a no repeat workout. Like even for the exercises that I really enjoy, like I could totally do shooting stars again, but we don't have to. I love it. When it beeps again, we're doing skiers. Skiers are where our hands are going up and down right in front of our body and our feet are shuffling back and forth behind us. Now I happen to know from years of doing this move at my boot camp that lots of people cannot go across their body. And I want you to know that it is totally okay. If you get started and your same hand and same foot are moving up and back at the same time, it is just not a big deal at all. I find it to be beneficial to move across your body just because it makes your abs and core have to work slightly differently. But there's plenty of benefit to be had from doing the same side motion on the same side at the same time, because then that side of your abs, here we come back to walking, that one side of your abs is working doubly at the same time rather than moving, up and down on one on each side of your abs. I didn't explain that very well, but I think you know what I'm saying. What I'm really saying, there's no way to do it wrong. When it beeps again, oh baby, we're doing papa squats. You know that's one of my favorites, if only because it's hilarious to say. Because every time I say papa squat, I think of two things. We're popping a squat, and then our hands are going up overhead. I think of Papa Smurf, which of course makes me laugh. And I also think my description of this exercise is that I like to think about it as though we are camping. We're just popping a squat, and up we go. Of course, we're thinking about our core a little bit more while we're doing this than, if we were out camping, because of course your core is pulled in nice and tight. We're really thinking about this motion. We don't have to get down in a full squat as though we were camping. Here we go back to walking. But you can do as much or as little squatting on papa squats as you want to. And not even today, because we're done with them today. When it beeps again, we're doing half jacks, which is literally half of a jumping jack at a time, our right half and our left half. And I know I've actually noticed, because I say that all the time, technically speaking, if we were doing half of a jumping jack at a time, our hands would start in the up position. So this is actually technically not really half of a jumping jack, but I'm gonna keep calling it that, because if I didn't call it that and we started with our hands up, it'd be the letter K's. And I've already got an exercise called the letter K's. So we're gonna continue to call these half jacks. When it beeps again, of course we're coming back to walking, because that's what we're doing when we're walking with weights. And I'm already going to start telling you about the next exercise, because I've been not dreading it, but I've been thinking about it this entire time. The next exercise is butter kickers. We do butter churns sometimes, so you know what to do with your hands. Your hands are churning butter. Your palms are facing you. Your hands are going up and down from your chin to your sternum, or excuse me, your chin to your hips. However, our legs are doing booty kickers, and I have to think about that. So when your hands are up, your feet are down. When your hands are down, one of your feet is kicking your own booty. So, butter kickers. Like this. And as I have said so many times today, if you got started and your hands were down and your feet were down and you're just going to keep going, there's no way to do this wrong. I like to think about doing it a specific way because that's the way I designed it, but also it doesn't matter in even the tiniest bit. What we're working here, I know you noticed, we're working your shoulders, we're working your core, we're working your coordination, we're working your brain. Here we come back to walking. And all of that gets worked no matter what you are doing with your body. So no matter what you're doing, you're winning. How cool is that? You are never making mistakes when you are exercising unless you injure yourself. Don't injure yourself. When it beeps again, we're doing close squat swings. One of the hardest exercises to say, but one of my favorite ones to do. Our feet are going to be very close. Hence the name. We're going to squat a little. It's not a full squat. We're going to reach our hands down to one side and then we're going to swing them up. And then we're going to reach them down to the other side and swing them up. A little bit of twist here in your torso while we are squatting, not so far of a squat, but you're thinking, of course, pulling in your core, pushing back your hips. Your knees are not coming over your toes, like over the tops of them, over in front of them. You are definitely thinking about good form and good fun. Really getting this one swinging. Feels good because it's very momentum based. And then here we come back to walking. Oh yeah, there's more singing because the next exercise is the very last exercise. We're doing a front punch back step. So yes, fruit punch back step. We're going to punch forward and the opposite foot, if you can, is going to step back. It's not a full step. You're actually just throwing yourself off balance. You're not fully moving your weight behind you, but you want to think about where your center of gravity is right here in the front of you or in the middle of you, because with one limb going forward and one limb going back, all of a sudden your core is doing a lot of work, isn't it? Yeah, I know you noticed that. When it beeps again, we are done. We're not quite finished, and we are going to do one more walking interval just so that I can kind of get my brain in the right place without trying to go directly into the next exercise. The finisher exercise, our final thing, it's a little bit harder than everything else we've been doing, but that's not going to make it super hard. So I'm really going to slow this down. It is weighted. We're doing a flying side bend, or flying side bends, because we're going to alternate back and forth. Only one interval. This is slow work though. This is meant to be balance work. So we're thinking about a side bend in which we are only moving our torso. We're only getting over as far as our spine can take us, but the opposite foot is coming up off the ground. It's balance work. So our hands are just gonna be at our side. You could put your weights down if you want to, it doesn't really matter. We're bending to the side without letting your hip jut out. That's the tricky part. So yeah, your foot is flying, but also your hips are nice and stable. We're really thinking about your abs and obliques doing this work. We're really thinking about pulling that balance all the way up into your abs and core. Yes, your leg and your toes specifically will volunteer on this one, but let's go ahead and let your abs do the work that they are meant to do, and that was it. I know. I'm gonna stop singing now though. Nobody really wants to hear me sing except anybody who gets in my car. Let's go ahead and do some arm circles. Just so you know, if you ever get in my car, and we're not talking endlessly, which we probably would be, but if we are not talking endlessly, I will be singing. I 100% will have on some kind of music that I love, and I will be singing at top volume, and it will be annoying. You are welcome. My friends. Oh my gosh, what a good time I had today. I hope that you have had the very best time with these 7 workouts this week and this month, because this has been so good for you, so fun for me, hopefully fun for you. Let's go ahead and do some arm openers and some arm closers. Give yourself a hug and a pat on your back. There was more singing. My friends, no matter what you do tomorrow, you can repeat this 7 days. You can go back and do any of the other 7-day series. You can do any of the weight loss series videos. No matter what you do, you are getting a fantastic workout, and you are doing enough, and you're doing everything right for weight loss if you are following all 5 of the things that we do here on screen. Of course, I've got your daily reminder of all 5 things that we do. And on the other side, I've got a nice extended cool down for you so that you can really, really enjoy this stretch. Thank you so much for working out with me. No matter what video you do tomorrow, subscribe first, and I'll see you tomorrow.